Christopher Columbus. A grand dinner party was in full swing. It was held to celebrate Columbus, who discovered a new continent. Many people praised his achievements, but some were jealous of them. He just discovered an island while sailing, but he's too conceited about it. After hearing it, Columbus picked up an egg and said, "Everyone, please stand this egg upright." Many people tried to stand it but failed. Then Columbus slightly hit it flat and stood it upright. It's who did it first that matters. Everyone was silent when Columbus said, Christopher Columbus was born in an Italian port city called Geneva in 1451. Seeing a number of sailors coming and going here and there at the port, he said to himself, "I'm going to be a sailor and cruise heartily on the sea." His family knit wool into clothes. But instead of knitting clothes, his father used to take young Columbus out to the sea and told him mysterious stories about the sea while they were fishing. "Columbus, do you know what there is in the west of the sea?"
"Yes. Sailors say there are cliffs and devils living in the pillar of fire in the west tip."
Columbus answered his father's question. "Ha ha 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 ha! That's just a story made up by some cowards. There is a treasure island called Zipangu in the west tip. The houses, the mountains, and all the others are covered with gold." Then Columbus decided to find the treasure island without fail. When Columbus was a young man, he became a sailor after his grandfather, who was a Navy admiral. Although his first voyage was very exciting, it didn't last long because his ship, the Baccarat, met and began to fight a French pirate ship. The two ships were completely destroyed by the fierce fight. After Columbus narrowly survived, he met his younger brother, Bartolomeo, and made sea maps. He met a lot of sailors and scholars and gained a lot of knowledge about the sea. Columbus married Donna Philippa he had met at church and enjoyed his marriage life with her. But when she died suddenly, Columbus was so sad that he decided to go to the sea again. At that time, trade was brisk and Europe imported plenty of jewelry, perfume, and the like. Columbus requested several countries for help while insisting that if they continued to go the West Sea, they could get to India, but no one accepted his request. When Columbus met Father Perez in España, he decided to ask the Queen for help together with him. The Queen thought a lot about it and decided to help him after all. Now Columbus could go to the West Sea. The problem was sailors. No one came back alive from the West Sea. All were afraid of sailing to the West Sea. Columbus explained scholars' theories and maps and successfully persuaded them. At last, Columbus and his party unfurled brisk sails and started their voyage. But however farther they went, India didn't come into sight. When a big volcano appeared, the sailors trembled in fear, thinking it was a devil. "It's just a volcano. If there is a volcano, it means there is an island." Columbus encouraged the sailors and continued to cruise. But the sailors were tired and started a riot. "I'll give my life if we can't find land in 3 days." Columbus reassured them and continued to move west. "Land! It's land! At last they saw some land far away. Columbus was so happy that he kissed the land and shed tears of joy as soon as he landed. He fixed the flag of Hispania and named it Holy Christ. Columbus thought this place was an island off the east coast of India. But in fact, it was one of the islands of America in the West Indies. Columbus could get gold and cereals from the Indians there. Columbus's voyage continued. He discovered several other islands afterwards, but he couldn't find any path that led to India or Zipangu as he had dreamed of. Now, let's return to España. The sailors who were tired from a long voyage shouted for joy and started for their homeland. But on the way back to España, a storm struck them, and only the ship in which Columbus was riding survived. When Columbus returned, a lot of people shouted for joy to meet him. Columbus put the gold, cereals, and vegetables, including sweet potatoes he had received from the Indians, on a horse carriage for a welcoming parade. Long live Columbus! Long live! Columbus received a big reward from the Queen of Hispania. Even after that, he continued his voyage. He was a real adventurer who went to places no one had ever been to before by boldly cruising on the endless sea. Columbus died at the age of 57 in 1516. He dreamed about the sea from his childhood. He didn't fear, but boldly explored the unknown world. His great adventurous spirit remains forever in people's memory.